Hi, and welcome to the Unknown Secrets of SEO Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Unknown Secrets of SEO. Got a great podcast for you today.
My name is Chris Burris, owner of E-Webstyle.
And this is Paul Hansen, sales manager at E-Webstyle.
And I'm pointing my fingers right now because there are some people who may be watching the show, because you can watch this show live at 9:15 Central Standard Time. That's Houston time if you're paying attention.
Yes.
This is podcast number 59. You are listening to the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. As usual, we like to cover a little bit about what we did last time. By the way, I have an announcement to make. There was a reason we missed our last podcast.
Because I was going to say, we didn't do anything last time. I was like, that'd be quick and easy. Nothing. All right.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. I was actually at the hospital taking care of my wife, who just had twins.
Oh, congratulations.
Yay, thank you. One boy,
Burris
one
babies.
girl. Yeah, the Burris babies. That's funny because when we go visit, they're still in the hospital. They were a little early. They're doing fine. But when you go see them, you got to pick up.
Picture?
I thought about you. Yeah, here. So you pick up the phone and I'm like, yeah, I'm here to see the Burris babies. And so they're doing great. Look, see, I even have my little armbands here.
That's sweet.
That I can go see them. And we were in the elevator. I've got two of these armbands. We were in the elevator leaving. I know you're a little paranoid about lights breaking.
That light's going to bust again.
And so we're in the elevator. We see this couple, and I'm looking down at their wrist, and I see 3 bands. I'm like, oh, you got triplets? And he just looks at me and raises 4 fingers.
Wow. He's like, don't even talk to me,
He's
man.
got 4.
Like,
he does have a good balance. 2 boys, 2 girls.
Okay,
so,
that's cool.
We're done. He's doneer.
I mean, really donest.
He is the most donest. So
Gosh.
that's why we missed last podcast, and we hopefully will be continuing on from here. This is podcast number 59. Last podcast we talked about, and I actually, because it was so long ago, I had to actually go back and look at it. Our notes didn't have that much information in it, but we talked about Quantcast.
Okay. Quantcast, ComScore,
Alexa ranking, Google rank. And what should you pay attention to? I think it was kind of fired off by a listener question.
Yeah,
probably.
and my main man AJ at computercornerhawaii.com said that question in, saying, hey, what should we really pay attention to? There's all these different numbers. But check out that podcast.
So again, we appreciate you guys listening. I got other really good news.
What's happening in the news?
I found my cheat sheet.
Oh, there. Okay, that's what's up. This is how little I keep up. Lately, I've been watching the news. I found out there was a flood in Tennessee. So, hey, my heart goes out to everyone in Tennessee. And that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I just found that out.
It started 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I think it's still going.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's pretty severe.
See, I have a sister that lives in Nashville, and we had a funeral this past weekend, so the whole family got together, and she's all mad because I didn't call her, and I was like, for what?
For what?
She said, there's a flood going on in my town. Like, oh, you're all right? Sorry, my bad.
Maybe I should take you off of news responsibility.
Because I didn't know. I was like, you didn't know that? Like, I'm sorry.
National event.
But she's obviously fine. She made it.
She made it to the funeral. She's okay. That's when you're like, yeah, I was keeping in touch with the other siblings, making sure you're okay.
I know. Oh, God.
Somebody back me up.
Yeah. No one called, actually. She was pissed. None of us called.
So it wasn't just you.
Yeah,
she was pissed.
Yeah, but I was like, you're on the internet all day. You can't look at the news. Oops. Sorry.
Well, that is good. You don't have time for news. We're busy here busting our butts at E-Webstyle. So if you want to figure out how to find us, stalk us, pursue us, send us a question, you can send us a question at podcast@e-webstyle.com. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ewebstyle. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ewebstyle. Ustream, the easiest way to get to our Ustream page is go to e-webstyle.com/Ustream. And we also have a YouTube account. You can get there too. Also, e-webstyle.com/YouTube. And that breaks up these videos. You can actually find an archive of these videos at the Ustream page, which I mentioned was at e-webstyle.com/Ustream. And there was one other thing I was going to announce, and I've drawn a complete and total blank, so we'll go on to the next thing. I'm excited about. Hey, we got some news. This is pretty cool. This is the 50-year anniversary of the invention of the laser.
That's what's up.
And then only,
wow.
like, how often do you use a laser on a daily, like, as you're going throughout your life?
Probably more than I know.
Daily?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, your CD burner is laser-based.
Okay.
Your DVD burner is laser-based. There's really cool things. There's a YouTube video where you can take a Magnite, which is those little small flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
You can take the blue laser out of your DVD player, stick it in a Magnite, and you can pop balloons with the laser.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So that's
probably like blind somebody while you're at it or something.
Yeah. You always got to go there.
Might cause cancer, giving everybody some UV.
Now we're probably liable for any damage. No.
I know.
If you're going to do that, watch the YouTube video and blame those
them.
guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Not us. And do you know what laser stands for? There's no way.
I didn't know it was an acronym.
Yeah,
man.
It's an acronym. That's good acronym.
Lights and sound.
Well, you got the first one.
And
it's singular.
I don't know.
It's light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Laser. I'll do that. That's worth
cool.
repeating. Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. So, memorize that, or rewind and listen to it again so that you can win at Trivial Pursuit.
There you go, and picking up chicks at the bar.
Yeah, and that would be Trivial Pursuit Geek Edition.
Yeah, there you go. You know what laser stands for?
Really? You do? You don't have to Google it? All right. And there was another announcement. I thought this was pretty interesting because we talked so much about Google. The first Chrome OS product was introduced by Acer. It's a netbook, and it was introduced at an event recently. So, although they released their OS, I think a year ago, now it's coming out on some products. So
really? Really? Can you go download it?
You probably could. I can't imagine that you couldn't.
I heard it was coming, but I didn't know it was here yet.
I don't know. Cool. I don't know anybody who's even played with it. Hey, if you've played with the Chrome OS, which by the way, Google says eventually Chrome OS and Android will merge. Android being the software on the phone, which you have, and you're enjoying, right?
Yes, I am very much. Eat your heart out, Bill Gates.
Man, I'm so frustrated with my Windows phone. I wake up in the morning, it's off.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just off. I'm like, really? Yeah. My phone is off? It's charged, but off. Anyway, that's ridiculous. What's the brand of the phone you have?
HTC.
It is HTC, so you're happy. Because mine's HTC, and my business partner, one of my business partners was like, hey, it's the same equipment. Are we having equipment issues, or is it OS issues?
I'd probably say OS, because that used to happen to me. And I like my third or fourth HTC device, and I like them.
Good quality. And I'm waiting. They have a big Evo with 4G and all that. I'm waiting for that one to come out. So that's cool. Chrome OS coming out now. One of the things that's interesting about Chrome OS and Android merging is it's kind of like almost the reverse of what Microsoft. Although their software's always sucked.
Yeah.
So they merged their sucky software into a phone. Google, we'll see how they do. Their Android's doing good, so
I like it a lot. I've done Windows Mobile and Android hands down.
Dude, Africa's in the house.
Africa is in the house. That's what's up.
That is what's up. We were talking, 4 podcasts ago. We showed you guys a map of where we have listeners around the world. We are worldwide recognized expert at SEO, and I noticed on our map, Botswana. How about that, man?
Mozambique? Why? We couldn't get anybody.
What's up with come on, guys. Let's get Mozambique in the action.
What's up to anyone out there in Africa, especially South Africa, because the World Cup's coming.
Yep, and it's close. I don't know if you know where Botswana is. It's kind of in the southern part of Africa, and the city is Gaborone. So, dudes,
cool.
dudette, whatever. If you're in Gaborone, Africa, which is the continent, and I mean Botswana, send us an email. We'd love to give you a shout out. What are you working on? I mean, what's the website there? Are you who knows? You've got all these stereotypes that we could throw out, and we won't.
Yeah.
We also have a review, and you know how much we love reviews. This is what we love. You can also find our podcast at E-Webstyle.podomatic.com. So there's no www in there. You can find our podcast. That's where we actually host our podcast. Go there, create an account, become a friend, put a review, give us a shout out or whatever, because we love that. We also love it when you do it on iTunes. And here's a guy. His handle is DTRF Webmaster. And what he had to do is he went to iTunes, he created an account, and then he submitted a review. We've got 20 ratings on our podcast now on iTunes. 15 of them are 5-star, 5 of them are 4-star, which gives us an average, thank God they round up, of 5 stars.
An average of 4.599 stars.
Come on, just give me the star.
That's what's up.
And here's
Very
what
cool.
he had. The title of DTRF Webmaster's review was entertaining and educational, which, by the way, there's a word for that. It was coined in the previous review by BSN Jedi. It's called edutainment. So, entertaining and educational. I've been listening to some podcasts in the car. I'm assuming he means some of our podcasts in the car on the way to work. I'm a web developer who is just starting to get into SEO and SEO.
Search Engine Visitor Optimization.
Exactly, Search Engine Visitor Optimization. If you don't know what SEO is, then listen to these podcasts. I usually learn at least one thing on the way to work. This is kind of a recurring theme, right? A couple other reviews have said that they've learned at least one thing on their way to work. And he's been able to use some of these ideas in his new designs. Boom, that's
Very
awesome.
Cool.
DTRF, I didn't really Google it. Maybe that's the name of your website or something. Send us an email. And
he did. Sorry.
He didn't send it to me.
I owe him a website review.
Website. Okay. We're still doing them.
Yes.
Website analysis. So you can get a website analysis. All you need to do is go to our website. It's free, right? Still. E-Webstyle.com. At the top, you'll see SEO. When you get to the SEO page, you can just give us a call, or there's a little link below it where you can actually get to a form and submit your information. And we've got to have exceeded our Gino time limit, and we don't really care.
No. Sorry about that, Gino. All right, what's on the menu for today? We're going to talk about Google Places.
Google Places, yes.
I drew a blank like, oh, snap.
Oh, I'm on air. Think faster. No, think faster than that. Yeah. No, that's not fast enough.
Man, I just completely blanked out for a second. I had no idea. We're going to talk about Google Places.
Oh, and Darren, I'm sorry. I only have coffee today. I don't have a Coke.
Darren Bowie, what's up, my man? I'm going to show you this. So if you're not watching this, you have no idea what I'm looking at. But if you're looking at the video, that is a picture of the search engine results page. You see that map that comes up. There's about 7 or 8 listings next to it. Those are the Google Maps listings. Google Local listings are now known as Google Places or Google Favorite Places. I've heard it coined a million different ways. So you search. I search for Plumber Houston. So a map comes up. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 listings that come with it. And those are the ones that we're referring to. So a lot of people have asked, how do you get on the Google Maps, the Google Local, or whatever they want to call it? How do you do that? How do I get my listing up there? And Chris fielded a call from Google himself about, what was it?
Yeah, so it was about, 4 podcasts ago or so, which would make it, 55 or something. And so you can look at the titles. You can also find all of our podcasts. We actually transcribe all of our podcasts and post them on our blog. So if there's anything you like in one of these podcasts, you want the text of it or whatever, as long as you give us link love, feel free to do that. So go back to 54, and we talk about, I had an hour conversation, 45-minute conversation with a Google sales rep who was selling me Google-sponsored local listing, which apparently now would be Google-sponsored places.
So you can highlight your Google Places listing. So if you've never been out there, I'm going to go over a little bit about what Google Places is and things you should and shouldn't do and how it can possibly help you. Okay.
Any ideas why they would change the name from Google Local Listings to Google Places?
I don't know. That's a good question.
There's probably a good reason related to, like, not business related or something that caused them to do that.
Something in the end that will probably help promote Google another way.
You think that's all they're about is self-promotion? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Profit, yes. Okay, so this is not something, I'm just going to read this. I pulled this off of the Google Places site. 4 million businesses have already claimed their their place page on Google through the local business center.
By the way, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you.
That's
here.
all good.
This is important. There is no good. This is to Google. Google, look me in the eyes. You need to have a way to have multiple email accounts control a Google place or local listing. I don't care what you want to call it, because right now it's only one. And so here in our office, I had initially set up our account with my personal account. So now I got to share all my personal information, which I actually don't have a problem with. But I know there's a lot of Big Brother people out there who are like, oh, I set it up with the email that I use to visit those sites that I don't want people to know about, and now I got to share it with my, with my employees or whatever. Come on, make it happen. It's not that hard. You're already doing it in Google. The dude at Google Analytics who wrote the software so that you could actually share the users, move him over to Google Places,
yes.
Let him work for a couple months, and then bring him back. I'm just
loan
saying.
Just loan
you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, go ahead.
So 4 million businesses have already put up their local listings.
And 3 million of them want that feature.
There you go. And basically, Google Places allows you to verify and supplement your business information, including like hours of operation. You can add photos, videos, coupons, product offerings, and basically it lets you communicate with your customers, and helps people make smart business decisions. So you go to Google the term Google Places. It'll take you right to the first listing will be right where you need to go. You sign in, you have to have a Google account, and then it'll really walk you through the process, and it'll tell you how complete you are. Okay, so it'll allow you to do a couple things, and I'll go over those pretty quick. Your service areas. If you're a service provider and you don't provide service at your storefront, you go out and service the public, you can put your service areas there. It'll help you advertise with that $25 sponsored listing.
Local places listing.
There you go. So for $25, they can highlight your listing. And
LPL, local places listing.
It'll spotlight your LPL. If it's already it'll spotlight every LPL that's out there. If you're not on the first page of the Google Maps listings, it's not going to bump you up to the first page if you pay. That's a question that we had about it. It won't. Now, just because you're not in the first page, you can still get the listing, but you might be 4 pages back on the listing. So I'll leave you guys up to that. So now you can get these little tags or whatever in Austin, Atlanta, DC, as well as Houston and San Jose, California, which is where they started. H-Town, stand up.
In the coming weeks, like a hand H-Town gesture?
Yes.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
Cougars.
Cougars.
It looks like H, but that's Cougar.
That's.
Everybody's like, what are y'all doing? Because it looks like an H.
Okay, cool. H-Town.
Now, if you live in Chicago, San Diego, Seattle, Boulder, Colorado, or San Francisco.
If you live there, just move to Houston.
There you go.
Better city. We got
Those
a better
are the
economy.
next coming cities. Okay, what else can you do? You can add a business photo. You can add a photo of your business, but here's something that's a little different. You can upload your own photos, but you can actually, businesses in select cities can request a free photo shoot of the interior of their business, which we'll use to supplement existing photos of businesses on the Places pages.
What?
That is from Google. I'm reading this. I pulled this off their site.
What?
Somebody take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And let us know how it goes.
Do we know what cities that is? Are the same cities?
It didn't say. It just said selected cities. But I assume it's going to be one of the ones I just read off.
They were ready for our photo shoot.
He was supposed to be here yesterday.
Should we wear bikinis for that? I don't
I'm not.
Thong? No.
I'm hairy.
Well, they won't know.
Oh, they'll find out quickly.
That's a nice felt sweater that he has.
Oh, yeah. Felt. Okay, what else? You can get customized QR codes. I call them barcodes. We have a barcode. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. Back in September, Google sent out 100,000 of these things. Yeah. Okay. And this is what it looks like. You can put it on your window, and if you see the lower, right-hand corner, there's this little square-looking dot. It's got a bunch of dots. Yeah.
It's directly from the movie The Matrix.
There you go. So basically, that's a barcode. That's a new age barcode. If you get Website Magazine, you can see that. And the reason I know that because I was reading Website Magazine about a year ago, and because we have a stack of them in the bathroom, and so that's what it is.
What's interesting is that technology in that corner, and man, it was probably 2 years ago, Popular Science was trying a technology like that with the phones already, yeah. And it was pretty interesting. Actually, no, it was like with webcams. So they would
Okay.
put those things in the article, then you could hold it up to a webcam, and the software would take you directly to that page, which just seemed like a total waste of time. Although this, with the mobile phones and their, the fact that they're going to be 4G soon because 3G sucks.
I think that's cool. So if you got one of these a while back, consider yourself very lucky. They only sent out 100,000 of them. They are doing a second round. I just read that. They're going to send about 50,000 more of these window decals to put up in your window. And basically what it is, if you have some software on your, I'm holding this up, but you can't see it. If you have some software on the phone,
you can like point the camera at it, and that'll go like, Google's working more on visual picture photo searches, so you can actually take pictures of things. And so if you have, and it coordinates with, this is pretty cool stuff. It coordinates with GPS. So you take a picture of the Eiffel Tower while you're reading the magazine in the loo, it'll give you some information about the Eiffel Tower in general.
What's that called? Goggles?
Yeah. You do it while you're standing next to the Eiffel Tower. It'll give you it'll know you're next to it, and it'll give you more relevant stuff like pricing. And you know what? You don't need pricing when you're just looking at the magazine.
Yeah.
You need it when you're actually standing there. So
what's
it's
nearby?
Pretty smart searching capabilities. Those guys are.
Yeah.
smart.
So I'd say that this, like Google Goggles, is probably an advanced version of the barcode because it'll just take a picture of anything, right?
Yep.
So more of those are coming out. If you don't have one, you can actually get on Google Places and print one, and print a paper one and put it in your own window decal. Put it in your window, so now people can find you. It'll take people directly to your Google Places listing. They can look at reviews. They can look at everything else. I think it's a cool tool. I think it's going to be more popular in the coming months and years.
It's kind of interesting. It seems like they should have at least put the name of the business on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably so.
I'm just saying.
But then again, they're probably like, that's going to cost us a hell of a lot.
It's our name. That's all they care about. You're right. It's just self-promotion. Those bastards.
Okay, so what else? There's a couple other points that I did some research, attended some seminars, and things that are of importance that I feel like we should talk about for your Google Places. Okay, first of all, the first thing's on my list, Google Local Business Center is now known as Google Places. That happened a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago. Okay, now, here's one thing that I learned.
Just to be sure, that doesn't really change anything, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Just the name.
Just the name.
So if you're doing well with it before, don't freak out. The name changed. You're still going to be doing well with it.
Here's something that I think a lot of people are going to have are really going to want to hear. What I learned pretty recently was that the completeness of your Google Places listing will have an effect on your position in the Google Place Maps, local business, whatever you want to call it.
Well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes perfect. So if you don't have a listing, one, go get one. Two, if you have a listing and you've been like half-assing it, so to speak.
Right. So maybe you put in a description, maybe you put in some categories that you're listed under, and some contact information, and you're not doing anything. Okay, well, make sure you add a coupon. Make sure you upload a picture. There's, I think, video capability.
Add a video. It'll tell you, hey, you are X number of percentage complete. And what I also learned is that they're going to be coming out with more sections of it. Like now there's like pictures, video, description, hours of operation, what type of payment you accept. They're going to gradually come out with more.
Like Facebook feeds or Twitter feeds.
Maybe so. Actually, that would be cool. Hey, do you have a Facebook
and they can put it right
profile?
There.
Put it right in your place and see what people are saying about your business. I think that's cool. They said they're like every couple of months they're going to be coming out with something new. So you have to check pretty often to make sure that you stay 100% complete. So if they come out with a new category, so to speak, in 2 months, when you go back and check your local business, your Google Places listing, it'll say, oh, you're only 90% done. So that can have an effect. It does have an effect on your placement
in Google in the Google Local Places listings.
Okay. If you have any pictures, you should add those to your Places listing. If you have any videos, you should add those to your local
and
Places
just
center.
To be clear, we don't recommend thong pictures.
Yes. Oh, another thing, if you add a video It can be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a video. It could be a
moving
picture of stills.
That's a good point, because like as soon as you say the word video, people are like, oh God, I got to get a camera, and I've got to go out there, and I've got to get backlighting, which we need, or front lighting. I've got to get all this fancy equipment and make sure I've got the audio, and then I've got to write a script, and I don't really feel like talking, so I've got to, I don't know, get a friend who can actually talk, and you see all these things go through your mind. No, that you don't have to do any of that. Just make sure you can just, there's a bunch of software out there. There's one called like Pro Screen Recorder or Bulent, B-U-L-E-N-T, Bulent screen recorder. So you could just, take some pictures of your website using that, and maybe do a little voiceover. Not a big deal, because with those pieces of software, you use your microphone, and it captures your computer screen and converts it into a video. Then you can upload that to YouTube, also owned by Google, and then that's how you can get it on there. So don't freak out and think, oh, I got to go all these production costs or whatever. Take 10 minutes, get that software, or there's probably a free version of a screen capture software, and just make something happen. Because if you think about it, Google's smart, but they're not smart enough yet to know what's on the video. So literally, you could just have a dude standing there like this, and really, this is worth downloading the video. You should get it. They could see, hey, he didn't have a video, now he's got a video. Check, he's 100% complete, and that'll help. Yeah.
There you go. So if you don't get anything else from this, if you don't have a Google Places listing, get one today. If it is not 100% complete it today. It shouldn't take that very long. It shouldn't take that long. And 2, it will also help your placement in on the Google
local places.
Yeah, I'm like, come
Google
on.
Places.
Like,
or
I'm calling
Google
it everything.
listings,
It'll help your placement there. So get one. It will not guarantee it, but it definitely will help. So you want to complete that up.
And this really makes sense, because at the end of the day, the more complete your listing, right, the more value you're providing to the person who's actually on that page.
To the user.
That's what we always talk about. Job as search engine optimizers is to provide a great user experience to the Google user. Obviously, they're Google users. They're on Google local listing. And on that page, the more complete it is, the more information you have, the better decisions people can make about whether they want to use your service or not.
There you go.
There's also reviews.
Another thing, I forgot to write that down. Reviews. Reviews are huge. Get some reviews on your Google Places listing.
I got an idea. Go find the E-Webstyle places. So go to Google Maps, look up E-Webstyle. You'll find us. Go there and write a review.
There you go.
If you don't want to do an iTunes, we understand. If you don't want to do a Podomatic, we understand. Do a Google review. Write a review of us. Write it about our podcast. And we'll be, tapping into our customer base and getting them to write some reviews about us as well, because those have a lot of value.
Get reviews from your customers. Now, here's the way I understand it on Google Places. If someone's going to write a review about you, you can only have one. Okay, one, they have to have a Google account. Not necessarily Gmail, but they have to have a Google account.
That whole thing is a little confusing.
It's weird to me.
But I've got the personal one that I was talking about earlier that has the business listing on it is actually Chris Burris at SESRES.com. That's the first company that I started in 1991. So that's what that listing is under. So it's not a Google Gmail account.
So you have a Google account with a SES email.
And I also have a Google account with a Gmail account. So those are two separate accounts, which I also can't merge because that feature isn't available yet. So you don't necessarily have to say, well, I don't want a Gmail. I got Hotmail and Yahoo already. I don't want a Gmail account. Don't worry about it. You can actually use your Hotmail account to create your Google account. So
that's a good point, because I didn't actually know that. So
I just said it. I'm pretty sure it's true.
That's very cool.
I'm about 98% that is true. If the 2% is actually correct, write us an email at podcast@e-webstyle.com. Let us know that we need to correct
and we'd appreciate it. So if you're trying to get your customers to write you reviews, they have to have a Google account, not necessarily Gmail, but they have to have that. And only per Google account, you can only write one review per business per account. So if you're trying to set up a Google account and then write 10 reviews for your own business, You can't do that. You got to get your customers to do it. Now, considering how big sites like, what's that big review site? Not City Search, but
Yelp.
Yelp. Considering how big places like Yelp and City Search are becoming, reviews are like the thing. I feel like the thing on the internet.
We've been
now.
saying for probably a year now that you need to have, part of a good website is you need to have testimonials, and you don't have a testimonial page, which by the way is the same as a review.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a testimonial page, or you should have a testimonial page, but realize that that's not good enough. That people aren't going to visit that page. What you really need to have is actually a testimonial, on the particular pages as you're going through, because testimonials have a lot of value.
Yes, they certainly. I mean, I look at reviews like a madman now before I go to restaurants or a bar or go stay at a hotel.
To be honest, you don't check before you go to a bar, do you?
No. I'll go anyway.
Restaurants, maybe. A bar, yeah, whatever. No. I'm pretty sure they have alcohol, and hopefully there's some hot chicks there.
Sold. But I might get on one and say, there was some hot chicks there.
And if I happen to be perusing and I see one that says there's lots of reviews about hot chicks being there, I know where I'm going.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly where I'm going. So,
out of my way.
Very important. You got to get some reviews, get your Google Places listing. Now, there's a couple, I think we're getting close to time, so there's a couple other points that I just want to talk about. It's a couple things that I learned here pretty recently that can have an effect on your SEO, and we'll go over this in another podcast. All right.
By the way, that's cool. It's a good point. We are, this is the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. People listen to us throughout the world, and we are constantly learning. And you just learned a lot of this stuff in a seminar that you went to. So we're always looking to give information back. And if you guys have some little pointers that you think are important, send them to us, and also include your link information so we can announce that over the air. We can give you some link love, and that we can spread the word and get some more information out there.
Perfect.
So we're always learning.
Always learn. Okay, I'm going to piggyback off of, I think Chris was the one that told me Facebook became the #1 site in the U.S. or world or something like that. Traffic-ticketed site that's out there. Facebook has a phenomenal page rank. We always talk about links. If you're linking, consider your social bookmarking to link back to your website. Why? Because Facebook is the bomb now. So your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, Yelp, all these different review sites and social media sites have a high page rank. If you're looking for links, get links from those places.
Make them yourself in that case.
Thank you.
Make your own Facebook page and link back to your website.
There you go. So that's one point. Next point, Google bots, Google robots. If you're keyword stuffing.
I think I called them Google monsters once.
Oh, really?
In one of our podcasts.
They should make the little Android thing do the robot. That would be awesome. Google bots, if you're putting in keywords in your content, Google bots are very intelligent. If you're doing some new age form of keyword stuffing, they'll figure it out. Google bots are trained or programmed to check.
Trained. No, the monsters are trained. The robots are programmed.
They're programmed to check your content. So if you put in one keyword, right, they're going to check a couple words before it, a couple words after it. They're going to check that sentence. Does this keyword make sense in this sentence?
Syntactical sense, yeah.
Is your syntax proper? So they can tell if you're just throwing in baby oil, dirty diapers, Nike shoes, Houston plumbers.
It's an interesting combination.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. So they're smart enough to check that. So be careful. One more quick point. If you use the keyword tag, this is something I learned in the seminar. I did not know this. Most people probably don't use a keyword tag now because Google, some places do, but Google doesn't use the keyword tag.
Meta tag, right?
Meta tag, yes. If you have a word, a keyword in the keyword meta tag that is not on your page, they will penalize you for that.
That's interesting. So that's considered keyword stuffing.
Yes, because that is keyword stuffing. I found this out and I was like, I didn't know that. So some people, and the reason I think this is important because a lot of you may have put some keywords in the keyword tag months ago, a year ago, found out, Google doesn't really look at it. You probably didn't touch it anymore. You may have changed your website. So review your keyword meta tags. If you have words there that are not on your page,
not in the body of the page,
take them off. Google doesn't.
In fact, we say the keywords need to be in your title meta tag, which is not meta. Actually, it needs to be in your title tag, it needs to be in your keyword and description tag, and it needs to be in the body and early on in the body of your text. So, excellent.
A couple quick points there. We'll go over those in another podcast, but
excellent.
Hope everyone learned something.
Well, I think our time is up. You have been listening to podcast number 59. We are the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. That is because of you. Remember to follow us, stalk us, chase us, paparazzi us.
It's because of you guys.
Thank you very much for listening.
Don in Western Australia and AJ in Hawaii and Darren over in Europe and Jedi. I forgot where he was.
Jedi. Did it say? BSN no. Jedi? No, you got to give him a review.
Okay. And DF.
DTRF Webmaster.
Because of you guys. Thank you.
And whoever's listening to us in Gaborone, if I'm saying that correctly.
Botswana.
That's just way too cool, man. That
cool.
is what's up. All right. This is the end of podcast number 59. My name is Chris Burris.
And this is Paul Hansen.
Bye-bye for now.